If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and steaks in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt. to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and shakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger. TalkBackLive Network.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And Josh, good morning.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, everybody out there listening, watching, tuning in.
however you may be doing it, man, we definitely appreciate y'all for checking us out once again on this Thursday morning, man. A lot of stuff to get to on today. Plenty of news, plenty of topics, special guests as well coming up soon, so y'all stay tuned for all of that, man, on this Thursday
and
edition.
Our special guest this morning will be the pastor of the Eureka Truvine Baptist Church here out of Whitehaven, and his name is Pastor Frederick Tappan. And it's been a long time since we talked to Fred, and he'll be talking with us this morning as well concerning some things on the topic that we're going to talk about out of Dallas, Texas this morning. So you want to stay tuned for that coming up in just a little bit.
Absolutely, man, and looking very much forward to that, because that's just going to be very interesting to say the least, because that's kind of captivated the world, especially this country, by what's happened in Dallas. So that's going to be really good to talk about, man. But real quick, want to remind y'all about how you can follow the show and all things about us real quick before we dive on into everything. You can follow us on Twitter at TalkBackLive.
Yes.
That's one word, at TalkBackLive. Also Facebook, facebook.com, TalkBackLive with Bob and Josh. Like our Facebook page, check us out there, which you are seeing us. We're live on all of our pages this morning. Talkback Live with Bob and Josh. We're live on WTBL Talkback Live Network. And we're live on Talkback Live Network. So that is close to around 2,000 people total that like the combination of those pages there, plus more, with y'all sharing the videos and everything. So we appreciate y'all for checking us out on social media.
Yes, indeed. Good morning to everyone out there.
Yes, sir. Media. That's it, man. So, without any further ado, that's really it, man. That's all. You can follow us, and we're back going.
All right, let's get it all kicked off. And in the headlines today, we've got the situation that has been going on in Dallas, Texas has caused a lot of controversy, and especially what came down yesterday as far as the sentence that this young lady is going to get. Well, is it okay? Is it not okay? Do you forgive her? Or do you think the young man that forgave her, hugged her, all that kind of stuff, did the right thing? And other people as well. Well, let's talk about it. Josh, we've got the story out of Dallas, Texas, headlining our topics today. Amber Geiger, is that her name?
Yes, right.
Amber Geiger, accused of killing a man in his own apartment, what she thought was her apartment, has been sentenced to 10 years in prison and 5 years parole. Well, a lot of people are upset and angry about that and think that that's just a slap on the hand. What's going on with this story?
Well, man, it's amazing how things can go from happiness to sadness or to confusion in quite a quick series of circumstances. But that's what ended up happening. You remember yesterday, the world was rejoicing with the verdict that was sent down as guilty for Amber Geiger, because she was not just convicted of manslaughter or involuntary homicide or whatever else you want to say. She was convicted of murder.
Yeah.
Straight up murder. And, sometimes people feel like that's when you shoot for murder, that's kind of a lofty goal to reach for, but they actually got a conviction for murder. So the family was...
And a police officer at that.
Yes, and a white police officer at
even more so, involving a black man getting killed unjustly. In a lot of those type of situations, you've seen officers get nothing, or not enough punishment according to the general public. But now, the sentence it's been known, and it's kind of brought the outrage back out once again. 10 years total, and a
5-year parole.
Well, eligible for parole.
Eligible parole
after 5 years.
After 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, to some people in prison, that's not right around the corner. When you're probably in prison in 5 days, you're there. Mm-hmm. Seems like you've been there a lifetime, probably.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, look, I wouldn't want to spend 5 years. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
I wouldn't want to spend 5 days.
Yeah.
5 hours.
That 5 years is going to feel like a long time before the parole eligibility, and then she still has to make parole. Yeah. But all that being said, it was kind of shocking to a lot of people, the sentence. But was it the right thing to do? And also, what was the thoughts on the family's reaction? I got you.
Okay.
And you can bring them in after the story we're about to play too. But
go ahead and we'll play the story and take a listen to this, folks, and you can determine what happened here in this story, and we'll get your comments and everything else on this particular story. You need to take a listen to this and what happened yesterday concerning the sentencing of Amber Geiger. Take a listen to this.
Here it is.
The murder trial stemming from a controversial police shooting in Dallas ended in a dramatic gesture of forgiveness. Courtroom video captured this emotional moment when the brother of Botham Jean, the victim, hugged former police officer Amber Geiger. Geiger was sentenced to 10 years in prison for murdering Jean. She could have received up to 99 years. Outside, protesters called the sentence too lenient. Omar Villafranca was the first network correspondent to sit down with Botham Jean's mother after the sentencing. Omar, what did she have to say?
Allison Jean told me she not only blames Amber Geiger for the murder of her son, but she's also pointing her fingers at the Dallas Police Department and the Texas Rangers who led the investigation. She's also talking about that moment in court when her youngest son hugged Botham's killer.
But what he did today was remarkable, and he did it all on his own.
The mother of Botham Jean says she was surprised by the moment her 18-year-old son Brant offered forgiveness to his brother's killer, Amber Geiger.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please?
The young man just wanted to say something after the sentencing hearing. Then, Brant and Geiger hugged while Geiger sobbed.
What Brant did was to cleanse his heart towards Amber. I do not want it to be misconstrued as a complete forgiveness of everybody.
Attorney Darrell Washington says Brant showed Geiger the compassion Botham would have given.
If Amber Geiger would have just spoken to Botham when she walked in the apartment, Botham would have been the type of guy that would have said, hey, let me get you a bowl, join me, have some ice cream.
No justice, no peace!
People angry over what they describe as a lenient sentence moved their protests from outside the courtroom to the street overnight. Geiger will be eligible for parole after 5 years.
We talked to you last year. What does justice look like? Is a murder conviction and a 10-year prison sentence justice to you?
A murder conviction for sure is justice for me. There is a lot that has to be done by the Dallas Police Department, by the Texas Rangers, by the city of Dallas.
Dallas Police Chief Renee Hall said she is launching an internal affairs investigation into issues revealed during the trial, including allegations of and protecting Geiger.
I acknowledge that there are things that we need to change. There are areas of concern that we need to address.
We talked to you before the trial, and you said you were not quite ready for forgiveness. Where are you now?
I'm getting closer to it.
The Jean Also like to see legislation passed in Botham's name that would require police to have more training. They say that if Geiger had reacted differently, Botham might still be alive. Now, we want to also show you something else that happened in court that was pretty unusual. Judge Tammy Kemp hugged the Jean family, then also walked over and hugged Geiger and gave her a Bible before she was led away. Meanwhile, this is not the end for Geiger. Her attorneys are expected to file an appeal. Tony?
Incredible scenes there in Dallas. Omar, thank you very much.
Really admire the Jean family, how they're handling all of this, especially the brother and the mother.
Yeah.
And the fact even the judge was crying yesterday in court. It's just a very tragic, tragic story for everybody
all the way
involved in
around.
this case.
All the way around.
Indeed. Omar, thank you very much.
And there you have it, folks. 901-213-6020. And also right now we have live on the phone with us. He is a dear, dear friend and man I respect dearly. He is the pastor of the Eureka True-Vine Baptist Church here in Memphis, Tennessee, and Pastor Frederick Tappan. Pastor Frederick Tappan, welcome to the show.
Bob, it's such an honor to be on the show again, man. It feels like old times. And you and Josh have,
yes, sir,
have just grown the show to great proportions, and just proud to be here.
And sir, we thank you, and we're honored to have you on this morning.
Absolutely, man. Good to hear your voice.
Yes, indeed. Hey,
I got you. Go
okay, and Pastor Tappan, first of all, we want to start talking about the Amber Geiger story out of Dallas, Texas. The situation that went on here, a lot of people agree, a lot of people disagree with the whole thing that went down, and how a Dallas police officer can walk into a place and then shoot a innocent man in his own apartment. And then the outcome of this whole thing, I think I lost him here. Anyway,
yeah, we'll get him back.
We'll get him back in just a minute here.
And the main thing is, just to kind of keep going with it, you're talking about a situation where you got a police officer arrested for murder and actually convicted for murder, and then to come back and
okay, he's back.
Yeah, and
I'm back.
Okay,
then to come back and for her to get a 10-year sentence. Some people are thrown off by the situation.
Yeah,
and some people say, "Hey,
well,
based on the family's,
Josh, you gotta
based on the family's reaction, this was a justifiable sentence." Some people feel.
Well, you talk about 10 years, but actually she can come up for parole in just 5 years, and to some people that's just around the corner.
Yeah,
and that to a lot of people are not happy about that. And then, let's bring on now. We're glad to have back to the show Pastor Fred Tappan. Pastor, welcome back to the show.
And what do you think about this?
Well, you know my background. This is what I used to do for many, many years as a capital investigator. I think what she was facing was 5 to 99 years in jail, and it's. Just going back and doing a little research on the case, she said that she was fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
But going back and looking at some of the texts that she sent minutes prior to the shooting, I feel like what the prosecutor said, she wasn't fatigued. She was distracted. She was carrying on with her married partner. And she had been texting with him, a couple hours prior, and 1 minute before she shot Botham Jean, she was encouraging him to come over to her for some time. I just put it that way.
Now she was Pastor, she was encouraging. She was encouraging who to come over to see her?
Her partner.
Yeah.
Her partner in which she was carrying on a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, and so in case people,
it wasn't the guy she shot. Okay.
No. But just to clear up for some people that may not know about this, what Fred's saying, these are details about the case. So she was carrying on an affair with her partner at the Dallas Police Department, who happened to be married, and like Fred said, was texting him as she was driving up to her apartment place and right up to the shooting.
Mm-hmm. It was one minute prior.
1 minute prior. Wow.
One minute prior, she said something to the effect of, "Hurry up, I need you." And the next minute, she texts him, "I expletive up."
Wow. So she shot somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had just shot him at that particular time.
Wow. So are some people thinking here that she was distracted by the texting and she went in on the wrong floor by texting and being distracted? And they say it was the same apartment right above her apartment. Right. And so it must have had, let's say like a room that's down below is 813, the room above is 913.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably thought that was her apartment, and then she thought it was in there, and so she, shot and killed him. And
I understand that, and I understand that there should be some type of leniency in relation to that. Mm-hmm. But again, you got to look behind the scenes. That's a serious situation. That's a serious mistake.
Yeah.
I have been in a hotel before, and I've done the same thing. We were out of town a couple of months ago in a hotel, and I went to the wrong floor. Now, one of the things that did come out in the trial was that the numbering system that the apartment uses is not the best, because it's happened several times where people have gone to the wrong floor, but it never happened when somebody went in and shot and killed somebody.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a very unique case. I think another thing that could be considered, Bob and Josh, is the text, some other texts and Pinterest posts that she posted that were fairly racist between Martin Rivera was her boyfriend, partner.
Okay.
And he made some racist statements about working with African American officers.
Yeah.
And she made some racist statements about, I think one night she was working some long hours on an MLK Day, and someone said, "Will this ever end?" And she retorted in her text. She said, "Yeah, when he's dead." And then she said, "Oh, wait, in other words, oh wait, he's already dead." And it was a joke that was in very poor taste. So
sarcastic, yeah. Wow.
It was, and so there's just a lot of what we call in English dangling modifiers in relation to this case. And I think that? Well, let me say this. Was it honorable to see what the brother did, Brant Jean?
Yeah,
it was honorable.
That's what I want to get to now. Because some people would say, okay, well, it's the Christian thing to do, it's the right thing to do, to forgive, but yet at the same time, was it something he had to do himself? Not like the mother had made a statement. Well, that was for him. Whatever he did. She wanted the people to understand that was not the same feeling for the whole family. That was something.
He did make that statement.
Yeah, go ahead, Pastor. What should we do in a situation like this? Do we agree or disagree with the guy? Hey, this girl just shot your brother, and then you want to forgive him in public? I mean, okay, talk to us about that. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's an easy answer theologically, of course. As Christians, we are to forgive, no matter what the situation is. That's our job. If we believe in our convictions and believe in who Jesus is and what He's about, He's the God of love, and we have to forgive. We're even tasked that the way that we forgive is the way that we will be forgiven. So it is imperative that we forgive. Now, the next action is the next point of contention is how do you do that? Now, is it okay for me to say I forgive her in my heart and move on, or Do I have to hug her and say I forgive her? You don't. That was the way he chose to express his forgiveness.
Yeah.
He even said at the beginning, this is not representations of how my family feels or anything like that. This is just what helps me. And again, we have to look at it. It probably felt that this was cathartic for him, that this was some type of therapy for him to help him get through what he was dealing with and to deal with his faith. And so some people deal with people in a different way. I will tell you this, if and I'm going to use a different situation.
Yeah.
If I caught a guy in the house trying to harm my family, and he was convicted of breaking and entering and whatever he was convicted of,
right,
I would forgive him. I probably wouldn't invite him to dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
No, because first of all,
right.
And it's not a requirement. It's not a prerequisite.
No. It's not a requirement. So so you're saying it was, and then I agree. It was not a requirement for him to even go and do what he did to ask if he can hug her and then hug her. On that. That's not a requirement for everybody to do.
Yeah.
Right.
But was it wrong what he did though? Did it look wrong?
No.
Did it send the wrong message?
Again, we choose how we react to different situations. I doubt if I could have done it that way. But if that's what worked for him, there's no right or wrong about it in relation to how he reacted to it. The right or wrong is whether he forgave or not. And that's the question.
And I actually agree. And I know it's a lot of emotions I've even seen in the comments on Facebook. Some of the emotions, and I get it, right? And I think this is where it's coming from. And if, this is a question I'm asked to you guys and everybody listening and watching on Facebook, listening on Spreaker and everything else. Do you think if the world were reversed, let's say it's a black person that's being convicted, that you would see, and not just to talk about these same people involved, but let's say, it's a white person's family, and the black person is the one that actually committed the crime. Would you see that happen? Or would you see that happen with a black person, black on black situation? You know what I'm saying? I really feel like I wouldn't see as much compassion as I saw overflowing. Not to say it was wrong, but I really don't think if she was not white, there would not have been as much compassion overflowing as it was. Even, and once again, not saying they're wrong, but I have never, ever, ever seen a situation, and I'm curious because you're an investigator, or have been a capital investigator. Have you ever seen a situation where a judge stepped down from the bench and hugged the convicted murderer and handed them a Bible? What did you think about that, first of all? Yeah. And have you ever seen anything like that?
Well, let me answer your first question first. I've seen a judge step down off the bench, but it wasn't to hug or to give a Bible. It was because the defendant spit on him and he was about to go back.
Oh,
I don't blame him.
Wow.
Yeah. But in answer to the second question, though, I've never seen that. See, court decorum is pretty. It's pretty set in concrete. I've never seen anything like that in over 20 years of being in courtroom law enforcement. I've never seen anything like that. Have I heard judges give good advice in cases similar to this? Yeah. But to take it to that next step, to come down to him, I believe she hugged her too, and then gave her one of her personal Bibles. Right. I think that could have been done. If she wanted to do that, she could have gone to visit her.
Yeah.
And could have done that. But I think that that sends the wrong message, especially in a case that is so volatile, so racially volatile, and knowing that the community is going to look at that in a as the kids say, in some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right, Josh?
Yeah,
Did I say it?
I think so. I'm gonna look in the Urban Dictionary and make sure. But
I have to make sure I got to make sure I stay youthfully relevant. But looking at all those, taking in consideration all of those things, I think it sent a bad message. I think if she wanted to do something like that as a show of her faith or of whatever the reason was, that should have been something done privately and not done in courtroom. I just don't think that is optimum courtroom decorum.
Right.
And see that I wasn't a fan of that. Now the gesture, I get it. But even I've seen, right, and y'all know what I mean, because y'all have seen where judges have, just like you said, given words of encouragement, even to convicted murderers or a situation, black or white or whatever the case, behind the bench. But it sent a really bad message to me, and it would almost create a standard. It's like, okay, if you're gonna do this here, you kind of almost need to start doing it in other cases as well, especially, and you know the way people are going to look at it,
right?
With other black people that come in there that are put in those same situation. Because to me, I don't care if she's crying or not. Her tears, Amber Geiger, I could care less. She needs to cry.
Well, I think she's crying more or less out of
fear of going to prison.
Yeah, that type of thing.
So I don't feel any compassion toward that. I could care less about her tears. Yeah. And as a judge, I care about her tears either, to be honest. You're there to convict and to judge and to pull out the law. I wouldn't want her hugging nobody, even if it's a black person there. No. It doesn't matter who it is.
Race doesn't have anything to do with it. This is the thing, Josh, and I agree with you. My compassion is saved for the victim's family. That's where my compassion is.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the defendant, but my compassion is with the family.
Gotcha.
And if I'm going to give somebody a Bible, I'm going to give it to
the family,
the mother.
Right.
I'm going to give it to the family.
Exactly.
If there are hugs to be given out by the judge, I'm going to give it to the family. And so what she deserves is as a judge, she deserves my justice.
That's it.
But the family is deserving of my compassion.
Right.
That's it. And so going forward here, and this is why I feel weird again, because at the end of the story, if you heard, what was interesting to me, and I know Bob pointed this out right before we came on, was wow, all this stuff and the forgiveness, which is good. I'm never going to be against that. But at the same time, she took the hug, she took the Bible, she took the other hug from the judge. The bailiff, who was ironically a black woman as well, was rubbing the back of the lady's hair while she was crying. There's also, I'm like, this is the most compassion I've ever seen.
World, I mean, who got killed here? I mean,
seriously.
Is she being awarded?
And you can't help but you can't get away from the racial dynamics of that. It just so happened to be three black folks comforting this murderer.
So you're saying, Josh, if that was a black lady that shot a white man in an apartment, reverse of what happened,
I find it hard to believe.
Do you think the judge will be rubbing her hair? Do you think the people will be hugging and kind of like what they did here? Oh, this looked like a celebration to me. The whole deal. But, some people will say, hey, I don't see anything wrong with what happened. But do you think if a black lady had killed a white man in his apartment like that, do you think that they would be hugging and all that kind of stuff? And, it looked like they were feeling sorry for her for going to prison.
And see, what I do know, and now not the answer for you, Fred.
Yeah.
But what I do know is if that was a black man, that was the
defender,
the killer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know he wouldn't have got nothing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they'd have probably had to keep him from getting beat up You know what I'm saying? By somebody. So, and that's just being real. So, go ahead, Fred. I had to get that.
Pastor Fred Tappan, he is our guest this morning. Pastor of the Eureka True Iron Baptist Church is talking about the Amber Geiger situation. Pastor, we know you're a busy man, and, when you have to leave, we understand.
No, I'm good for right now.
Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Pastor.
What I wholeheartedly agree with what Josh was saying. It's a different dynamic. The dynamic that existed, that the judge was African American, the bailiff was African American, and the woman. I think there are two key points to this. Also, not only that she was a white female. But she was also a police officer.
And
right.
So
great point.
I think that played into it also. But I still think that there probably wouldn't have been that type of outcry, even if all of the individuals in the situation were African American. I still don't think that would have the outpouring of compassion from the judge would have been there. And again, in all my years of working, I've never ever seen anything near that. Again, I've seen them give them words of encouragement, and even when it wasn't a malicious situation, I think this was a situation of negligence. I think she had her boyfriend on her mind. That was what was preeminent.
Yeah.
And let me add one last.
You're talking about Amber Geiger.
Yeah.
The night she shot the young man in his apartment, she had her boyfriend on her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a boyfriend on her mind. Now, I've been through the police academy. And this is something, and I don't know if this makes any difference, but I will say this. I had a problem with this when I went through the police academy. And I went through it. I enjoyed all my time. But there was one thing that really bothered me. And they would say, when you pull your weapon, you pull it to kill.
Wow. I've heard that. I've heard that before, Pastor.
You ask any officer. You ask any officer, and I was like, really? And so they would look at me funny because I would always raise my hand. Hey, why can't I shoot him in the leg? And or something like that. This is what I would say.
Yeah.
And again, I was 21 years old then.
Yeah.
And but I was, because I had a problem about intentionally taking someone's life, even in the line of duty. And I know sometimes it's my life or their life. I understand that. But what we were taught was you don't pull your gun to maim, you pull it to kill. And so, you saw that. In fact, it came up in the trial.
Yeah.
About where she shot him. She shot him, and we're taught to shoot center mass. And center mass is right in center. And so I understand if she thought that and she thought it was a threat and she thought her life was in danger, I understand that. But I just have a problem being taught that
shoot to kill.
Yeah. If you pull your weapon, you're pulling that weapon to do death, to
take someone's life. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. And I just have a problem with that. Maybe they've changed it. It's been a while. It's been a while, honestly, since I've been through the police academy.
Yeah.
But when I went through, that was the one thing that I had a real problem with. And I said to myself, somebody's going to abuse that.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, what was it? Mike Williams, multiple times he's been on the show.
Yeah, the Memphis Police Association. Yeah.
President in Memphis has told us that that's still the case. As far as just what you're saying. And I've always kind of felt kind of weird about that myself. Now, I get it, like I said, because I do think some criticism is overboard when it comes to criticizing police. When you look at those situations, I mean, what do you expect them to do sometimes? But when in other situations where it's like, man, you got a guy running away from you, you got a guy sitting in a car, and you still shooting to kill.
Right.
Something's wrong.
And I think that has a lot to do, Josh, with the training because it's ingrained. That's what we're taught.
Yeah.
Some of the most stressful situations were when we did, and these weren't even real, when we did mock stops on the street. We knew that they were cops and everything, but you could feel there's a real stress out there.
Yeah.
So it's the anxiety is real.
Right.
And so what happens is when a situation occurs, you don't think. You immediately go back to your training.
Yes, sir.
Your training automatically kicks in. And so when your training kicks in, you're going to do exactly what you're trained. And it's a reaction. And it's not a thought process.
Right. Pastor, let me take a second to say this. 901-213-6020. That's 901-213-6020 if you'd like to call or talk
most likely after
Pastor, I don't know, do you mind somebody calling in and talking while you're on?
No, that's fine.
I don't know if you can do that.
Okay, yeah, we'll set that up. Try to do that. If someone calls in 901, let's see, did we lose Pastor?
Well, he'll hit us back.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll hit us back. Yeah.
He'll call us back, but 901-213-6020 is the number to call. Yeah.
Shout out to all the people. There's a lot of people coming in on Facebook Live. No, I won't be able to read all of these. There's so many that have come in about the situation.
Yeah.
But let's just look at some of this. Rodney.
Yeah, what do you think about this? Those of you that had enough to comment, what do you think about the Amber Geiger situation? Do you think that she didn't get enough time? A lot of people complaining no justice outside of the courtroom there. Do you think that she didn't get enough time given? Do you think they were too lenient on this? Do you think it would have been the same case if it was a black person did the shooting in this particular situation?
I think,
those
are great questions. Yeah. And honestly, when I first saw 10 years, and y'all know, a lot of y'all that follow the Facebook page, TalkBackLive with Bob and Josh and other pages, I did the watch party while some of the hearing of the sentencing was going on.
Right.
And some of the same people that are on now, had the discussion about and I asked the question, what do you think would be a fair sentence? Greg was like, anywhere around 20 to 30 years.
Well,
most people were saying around 25. Some people said, but some people were saying life. So, and
oh boy,
yeah, and I get it. Look, if you're convicted for murder, why are we playing around with the sentencing?
Yeah.
So, and then you come to find out it's
I don't think they would give that much to a police officer.
No, well, yeah, but then to find out it was 10 later on in the day, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, but then I wonder again, should I be surprised?
Okay, but
should I be surprised that America's justice system found a way to give a convicted murderer that just happens to be a police officer, that just happens to be white as well, 10 years? And I can't, and I know I was reading different legal reasons as to why, but to me, I cannot for the life of me think that if that was anybody else other than her in that type of situation,
right,
of any other type of ethnicity, or including her not being a police officer, that she would have got 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years is never enough for any murderer. Any murderer. It's bogus. If you're going to go do 10 years, I feel like you might as well have given manslaughter.
Okay, but we got to look at it like this, though. Who gave the sentence?
Well, I'm guessing...
the judge, right?
Yeah.
What color is the judge?
The judge is a black woman.
It's a black woman, okay? Yeah. She was the one, so can we blame Amber Geiger for this situation?
You can't blame her for the sentencing, no.
No, the judge is the one that made the sentence, so I guess a black judge made the decision on a situation like this, and she felt that 10 years in prison and 5 years possible parole in 5 years. So, it wasn't that a white judge did it. It was a black judge that did it. So,
that's true.
yeah.
And do you mind if I get
go ahead. Go ahead. Read some of the comments that have come in. Yeah.
That have come in. I know we must be approaching 100, close to already, early on here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Marquez Cook, I went back as far as I could here.
Yeah.
Said, this is not new. Drug dealers get years. meaning years in prison, and murderers be getting slap on the wrist. That's interesting. Rio Green says, white man's world. Black people need to stand up and make their own rules and stand on them and stop being so weak and unite. I'm not surprised by this at all, says Rio Green. Kelly Reddick says, just really hard to swallow. An innocent man is maliciously killed in his own home, and I believe we got Fred tapping back as well. Out of all places to be, where you are the safest, home is probably the most, and he is killed, and they only get 10 years. But what if he would have killed her? He probably would have gotten life or the death penalty, and that's from Kelly on Facebook.
Well, you know, he probably would have gotten the death penalty probably due to the point that she's a police officer. A citizen killing a police officer. Well, it didn't matter. So
it matters to them, yeah.
Yeah, because she's a police officer.
Yeah.
I think that would matter significantly, but some people don't think it shouldn't matter. Murder is murder, and I get that. Yeah. But do you think she thing as far as the guy that she killed, brother, hugged her and asked forgiveness and you know and wanted to forgive her, and and the parent and the relatives echoed that's not the same feeling from all of the parents, the family, that they wouldn't do that.
Now, I will say this in fairness to the mother, she did say also that she commended her son for doing it.
Right, she did,
and she didn't knock it either. So I think that shows the faith of the family, because you know both of them. Jean is also a Christian as well.
Right.
A guy that evidently, according to all people around him, we even talked to a pastor that knew him personally, if you remember.
Yeah, we did.
It was the same week
it was a white
that the
pastor,
murder happened.
A white pastor out of
Dallas. Who attended the funeral as well. We had him on the show last year and talked about both of them, the type of person he was. But just real, I'm going to read a couple more before we go back to the caller.
Yes, sir.
Rodney says, if both of them, John had shot and killed Amber Geiger as an intruder in his home, he would have gotten the death penalty. He's echoing Kelly. Charles Terry Sr. says, whites won't change. We a fool, and I edit that one. We a fool thinking they will. So there's that. Also, another comment, Rodney says, black folks are quick to love and forgive their white enemy, but will cut their own people throat over a penny. Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
Some strong comments.
And Frankie says, I don't have a problem with what both of them did. My problem is with the amount of time given for murder and for what the judge did.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep in mind, the judge was a black judge, so this judgment was given by a black judge concerning this whole case concerning a white police officer,
and
the majority of the jury.
Yes, sir.
From what I understand, the majority of the jury makeup was African American.
How about that?
Wow.
And then on top of that, the police chief is black. Is a black woman.
It's a black woman.
It's a black woman, exactly.
Yeah. So
you would think she'd get life or the chair if you look at those scenarios. But
wow, looking at that scenario though, you know, some people think it would be overwhelmingly against Amber Geiger, but was justice served here?
And you know
or was it? Was justice really served here? Or was she given? Was she given a?
Go ahead, Josh.
Or was she given a Christmas gift?
Yeah.
Per se, for killing the black man. Was justice really served?
It's only October.
Yeah, but
one of the things that I forgot to bring up too was that she and her boyfriend performed perjury because they tried to cover up the text. They deleted text that they shared with one another, and so there was an attempt to cover up some of the things that they did right after the shooting, and so that another dimension into it that there was malice must have thought that they understood that what had been done was wrong and tried to, in a measure, to cover it up. And that alone should have garnered more time. And I don't think the jury thought about that seriously enough because they tried to cover up evidence in relation to that crime. And I think that alone should have garnered more time. I thought that she was going to get I didn't think she was going to get the max, but I thought she was going to get about 30 years.
Yeah, I did too. And with parole, probably 15 or 10 years, or I don't know. But
29 years in and eligible for parole. But and I'd have been cool with that. But honestly, I couldn't. How shocked were you? Pastor Fred. I want to be too informal and say Fred. I said Pastor Fred.
Man, stop.
But how did you feel about that, though? Were you shocked when you saw it initially? And can you see any reason for that?
I was definitely shocked when again, after I did the research to find out, some of the intricacies of the case. Mm-hmm. That that she was distracted, that she was carrying on this relationship, which was against department policy. That she did try to cover up the crime to a certain extent. That when instead of her, while she was on the phone with 911, she was texting her boyfriend. In relation to what was going on. I mean, while she was on the line with 911, she was texting saying that she had expletive upped. And so with all that, I thought she was going to get 30. Now, from what it looks like, if it was a 50% case, which means that you'll do 50% of the time before you get parole, because this is what this looks like. If she was sentenced to 10 years and she'll be eligible for parole in 5 years, it looks like that's a 50% case. So even if she had been sentenced to 30 years at 50%, she would have done 15 before she would have been eligible for parole. Now, eligible for parole doesn't mean you're going to get it. But it does mean that you're definitely eligible. And with her being a police officer, and if she has good behavior, she'll probably get it, unless the family really puts up a fight against it. But I thought 30, 50% would have been a mandatory 15 years before she would have been eligible for parole. I thought that would have been something that made sense to me.
That would have been suffice. To most people. Now, the other thing is that now she is wanting to, what is that, Josh? She's
appealing.
She's appealing the 5 years. I mean, the 10 years, and then she's also appealing the 5-year parole sentence. I guess she feels I shot this guy. I shouldn't even go to jail. That's the way she feels. Hey, even though you giving me your sentence, I don't agree with it.
Fight all the crime and stuff.
And she's appealing the whole thing. She has a right to appeal, but at the same time, she's been given a sentence. And but what do we say? What do we say about her having the right to appeal? Something like that. And the judge
I think I'm gonna tell you something. To me, and like I said, there's a lot of strong feelings I have on it.
Yes, and she's having the right to appeal.
Honestly, with her appealing, to me, it's a slap in the face to the whole family.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Josh. Wow. She said several times. I saw it that she stated several times that she would rather exchange places with the victim. Mm-hmm. That's not what you're saying, and your actions aren't jiving. That's not. That doesn't say when you are appealing a 5-year sentence when you could have gotten 99, and you say, "Well, I would gladly exchange places with the victim." that those two things, that doesn't, as we say a long time ago, that's not copacetic.
Yeah, right.
You're not. And again, if that's how you feel, that you would gladly exchange places with the man that you killed, then yet and still you appeal? A 5-year sentence for murder?
Wow.
Yeah. Can't do it.
No, it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't have both of those. That's oxymoronic. You cannot say I would exchange places with this guy and then turn around and say 5 years is too much.
Yeah, and our guest again, and we're honored, glad to have him back on today, is Pastor Fred Tappan. He's the pastor of the Eureka True Vine Baptist Church in Memphis, Tennessee, and off of Mill Branch, and
the Whitehaven
got to get out there to visit his
the mayor of Whitehaven.
That's right.
The mayor of Whitehaven.
Hey, look, your term is approaching Willie Harrington territory.
Uh-oh.
Well, I have run unopposed all these years, but because it's a stated fact that I am the mayor, and I appreciate all the love that I have an opportunity to give and an opportunity to get.
You've been the mayor of Whitehaven ever since you first started on our show years ago.
That's a long time.
I didn't know they went that long. But Pastor Fred, before you leave today,
yes, sir.
Do you think this is wrong? Man did to ask forgiveness and then to hug this lady after the fact. And before we let you go, what do you say to most people that say, "Hey, I wouldn't have done it," or all this kind of stuff? It was wrong, or was it right? If it was right, I would not have done that. What do you think about the forgiving part, and then him asking for a hug after the situation, Pastor Fred Tappan?
Well, Bob, as I stated earlier, it's the point of a Christian, and again I'm speaking to those who have faith,
yes.
The Christian faith, is that the right and wrong of it deals with forgiving. We are required to forgive no matter what the situation is.
Right.
What comes into question are the actions of forgiveness. It's not required to do what he did in order to forgive. I can forgive you for something that you have done to me. I don't have to hug you. I don't have to take you out to dinner. I don't have to give you money. I don't have to do any of that to forgive you. So it's not an issue of right and wrong in relation to what he did as a result of the forgiveness. That's a moral issue. That's a personal moral issue, how you feel, what you want to do in relation to how you want to express your forgiveness. But as long as we forgive, that's what's required. That's the right and wrong. How he reacted in his forgiveness, that's on him. And again, there was a situation within the family. Even the family didn't forgive the same way outwardly.
Right.
But inwardly, they all said they forgave her. But they didn't. Their forgiveness was shown in different ways outwardly. So the inward forgiving was the same, but the outward show of how they forgave was different. And you can't say how they outwardly did is either right or wrong. The look of it, that's another thing. But again, you can't tell me what I can do to show forgiveness. You can't say that's right or wrong.
Right. Okay. Pastor Fred Tappan, Eureka True Vine Baptist Church, man, we appreciate you joining us this morning, sir. It is an honor. It's been a long time. Tell the people what time your service is and where you're located.
We're located at 3510 Mill Branch in the beautiful city of Whitehaven, Tennessee. And our service is Sunday school at 9 o'clock. Our morning worship is at 10:30. We have on Wednesday nights we have Bible study, youth Bible studies at 6.
Yes, sir.
Bible study and prayer is at 6:30. And we'd love to have you come out. Actually, starting next year, we'll be going to 2 services on Sunday morning. So we'll stay tuned for that. Bob and Josh will be the first to carry that scoop. We'll give that information.
Yes, indeed.
We'll allow them to get that scoop. And we got a lot of stuff going on. So I really appreciate it. I love those guys. Bob and Josh are brothers. As far as Bob and Josh is like a son to me. And you all continue to listen to the best show in Memphis.
Thank you, Pastor Fred.
Pastor Fred, I humbly agree. Very with all humility.
Now, wait a minute.
Wait.
Can I borrow that one? Humility?
Absolutely. Hey, look. If anybody knows words, it's Fred. It's Pastor Fred.
You have to step back. What did you say?
Oh, man.
Pastor Fred, it's been an honor, sir, and look forward to talking with you again and seeing you again. Thanks, sir.
Sounds good. You all be blessed.
All right, you too. All right, that's Pastor Fred Tapping, Eureka True Zion Baptist Church out of Memphis. And Josh, we need to take a break right here. When we come back, we'll continue to talk about this. And we got another hot topic, folks. Wow, it is election day.
Yes, and we've had several people, a couple people leave comments about reporting to voting.
Yeah.
And what they saw or didn't see, lack thereof.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of interesting. We'll talk about that. And some things, other things going on as well.
Yes, indeed. Lots of things going on, and we're going to talk about that. And phone lines will be open. Take your calls, 901-213-6020. And it is now 9:01. 1 minute past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time.
Memphis time.
And a very pleasant good morning to you. That's right, Memphis time.
9:01 in the 9:01.
9:01 in the 9:01. There you go. Hey, we'll be back after this. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob.
And John.
And you're listening to the best network in the Mid-South. Talk Back Live network, that is.
Yes,
and we'll be back after this. If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and cakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
B Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. C Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
download it on your mobile devices, and once you go there, search TalkBackLive, one word, TalkBackLive, and you'll be able to get us there, and just hit the star so you'll be reminded whenever we're back on with any of our shows on this particular station, on our station here. Josh, read some of the comments that have come in on this particular story. Wow, there's a lot of them.
A whole lot. Let me go and back some more. And I'm trying to see where I want to start. I'll start right here. I'll go back a little further. I'll go right here. Okay. Man, so many. Okay, I'll start here with Yashar.
Okay.
Says to the question earlier, know what we seen from the boy with the Caucasian murderer. H, no. And we black people, due to the effect of Willie Lynch, which he's referring to Willie Lynch syndrome, to this day, we definitely don't spare or have a forgiving eye toward one another.
Okay.
David Day says, is that what they want us to feel? Like there's no justice for black people? Watch, there is no justice. Okay.
Yeah. Just read their first name. Go ahead.
And let's see. Jet says, Wee's got 10 years, massa. Wee's crying, massa. Just reading it in that fashion.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, like I said,
right.
and now I'm laughing because he's not talking about the family.
Right, I understand. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, again, Rex says, I was laughing at what they said about the compassion in the courtroom, as far as when we were talking about that earlier. Yashar says, no, she would have sneered and slammed the heck out that gavel and told her how careless she was. That's when you asked the question if she, what would happen. Rex says, I thought the black staff was about to get her.
Black staff?
I guess maybe he's talking about like the jury or something. That was going to be harsher penalty.
Oh, yeah,
That's
right.
what I'm guessing.
Right, but being a mostly black jury, thought they were the
judge.
Yeah.
Police department, everything.
Yeah.
Jet says, if that particular black man had killed that particular woman for coming to his home, no one would have been hugging him. No one. Yashar says, Amber saw black and did what she was trained to do. As far as the gun.
Whoa, wait a minute. She saw black. And she did what she was trained to do. In other words, to kill black people? As a police officer? This is the way some people used to, look at it as police officers are out to kill black people. Is that true, though? I mean, she did what she was trained to do as a police officer. I don't know if do you feel police officers, folks, are trained to kill black people? I don't think that's a part of the training. You have a lot of black people going through the officer training as well. If that was the case, don't you think some of those officers would have spoken out by now or would have said something, So you have all kinds of people in the police force that go through the training. So if they train to kill black people, then why aren't the black police officers and people that are in the training saying things? Why aren't they saying anything about it? I don't know if that's the case or not. Go ahead.
Another comment here. This is when we were talking about the training that police officers were receiving. Fred was talking about, Pastor Fred.
Yeah.
I was talking about that. Jet said, every carry permit class you attend, too, is sickening as far as the training. Because if you think about any gun range, to be honest, that you go to, is gun ranges in Memphis with the target. What is it? It's a torso. It's an upper body. That's where the target area is.
Target area is, right.
Yeah. It's just right around there. And they got the head and all that, and it's not training you to shoot legs and feet.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and Pastor Fred was saying that's where they train police officers in your class to shoot. They shoot to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, like you said, with people that have guns, period, are trained to do that as well now.
Yeah.
Greg says weapons were not designed to wound. He also says there is no target ever made that has arms and legs on it.
Wow.
Jed said,
"Whoa, that's a good point.
It really is.
Good point, Greg. Great point.
And is that a good thing?
Well,
I mean, because I guess
as far as I've known, targets have never had arms and legs to them. Yeah,
like you're shooting for the torso.
You shoot either right there or the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I guess that could be debated whether that's a good thing or not. Jed also says, and it's not a life-saving strategy either. It's a no-witness maneuver, in his opinion, point blank, period. Yashar came back and said, no, the same. They just say to neutralize the threat for legal purposes. Jed says it's purely to eliminate one side of the story. GKP came in, said, I called it yesterday, 5 to 10 years. And that is what he said yesterday.
Really?
On our post yesterday, he did. And there it was. Came out a few hours later. And most of the people on that post, Jay, disagreed with you quite a bit.
Yeah.
But there it is, including myself.
Well, that goes to show you how people feel about the sentence that she actually got. A lot of people are upset.
Mm-hmm.
And some people outside the Dallas courtroom were saying no justice,
mm-hmm.
no peace, so they don't feel justice was served. What do you think? Well, you felt justice was served here or not? Okay, go ahead, Josh.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of comments that have come in. Yes.
Jet, and the fact that she was a trained cop, and didn't immediately perform CPR or cuff him, tells me she should get the electric chair.
Okay.
Greg says, I was shocked when I first saw the breaking news of the sentence, but later I saw the interaction with her and the family, and I was fine with it.
The interaction mean the young man hugging Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Greg also says Texas is different than a lot of states, being that the jury hands down the sentence terms and not the judge.
Okay.
Now that's an interesting fact.
And most of the jury was black.
Yes.
Okay.
Rodney says 20 to 30 years would have been acceptable, but I'm not surprised at all. Black lives don't matter. Pay attention.
Well, I mean, you say black lives don't matter there, but I mean, but think again, who handed down this sentence? It was mostly a black jury.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have voted the other way, but they didn't. They chose, the black jury for the most part chose this sentence for this lady. So, most of the black community probably feels she should have got 30 years or whatever, but then the black jury, for the most part, says 5 to 10 years. 10 years with possible parole at 5 years. So who do we blame here?
It's funny.
Yeah.
Some of these comments here kind of went right to the next few.
Right.
Denise Leonard says, the jury made the decision. The jury. So this we were talking about. We were thinking the judge, because that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
But the jury is what actually made the decision. Then GKP comes back and says the jury gave the sentence, and the judge upheld it.
Right.
Rodney says black folks and black folks did all the loving and hugging as well.
Yeah.
He says that's sad. So I'll scroll down a little bit more. Verdell came into the conversation here. And go back up. Okay. Verdell says the sentence was crap. Reverse. The people he would have got life. It's not justice, just us.
Okay. Just us meaning black people. Okay. Well, you got to understand too, Verdell. The people on the jury were mostly black.
It was just us.
It was just us. Just us.
Yeah.
On that particular jury, it was mainly black people that made this decision. So, I mean, fair or not? What do you think? What do you say to black people that are making decisions like this? They're a jury, and that's what they chose. So, you can't blame the white jury on this one. White jury on this one.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Josh.
Very different in most situations. It really is.
Yeah.
Jet came back and said the black cop who shot that white woman in Minneapolis in Minnesota, which I remember we talked about that a few weeks ago.
Right.
Should be getting a retrial. He says, that lady walked up on him in the middle of a crime and didn't nobody hug him.
Yeah, okay.
The family, and he was an officer too, ironically. It was just a black officer.
Yeah.
Rex says the family isn't going to put up a fight. It's obvious. I don't know about that. I really don't feel that's the case. The mother has said that, she thinks the Dallas Police Department needs to pay. She wasn't necessarily saying money.
Yeah.
But they need to go after the Dallas Police Department. They need to go after the Texas Rangers. And they all need to do more. And I agree. But I agree 1,000%. I mean, you can't just...
okay, but does that mean she's going to do anything else in this particular case?
I think so. I don't know, though. But I would imagine so. And honestly, for as crazy as the situation was, I would think it is justifiable to, demand some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some type of settlement for what happened.
Okay.
In addition
is that appropriate to do that?
It's absolutely
after what has already taken place in the courtroom, all of the hugging and forgiving and all of that. Okay, so.
It's absolutely appropriate.
All right, okay,
because his life was taken for no reason because of the negligence and the lack. You can even say the lack of training, if you want, by the police department.
Yeah,
and then the cover-up situation that was going on, and then. One thing that we didn't mention was one of the testimonies from a police officer in Dallas actually said on the stand that he felt that Amber didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
In his opinion.
Okay.
I think all that just shows that something's wrong with the mindset.
Yeah.
If you think there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Greg says, outside of the racial aspect, men simply don't get the compassion that women get anyway.
Okay.
All right. Rex agreed with him. Then Jed says white woman tears will make Negroes turn over an entire world. He said, "Have y'all seen the movie Hancock with Will Smith?"
Oh, come on, Jed.
Well, that was Will Smith was a superhero, and he was fighting for this white lady. Of Denzel's movies, The Equalizer, and that's kind of true too. But he did that because she was being sex trafficked, and he wanted to end that. So I don't know if you can say it was just because it was a white woman.
Yeah,
that's who they cast in the movie. But Jed says, "You killed my whole brother, and for just one hug from one little white woman, I'll forgive it all." And see,
wow,
and that's not really the point.
Yeah.
As far as forgiving it all, it's like the Bible says, if we forgive others just as Christ has forgiven us.
Yeah.
So you look at that situation, and
yeah,
it's just the way it is. And,
so you can look at it from a point of view where this young man felt as a Christian family, or you can look at it from another point of view. But the case, the fact still remains. In most situations, you wouldn't get someone hugging.
No, you wouldn't.
Someone that killed a family member or their, loved one or whatever the case may be.
I agree with that.
After, asking for forgiveness, I understand, but then coming and hugging and all that in the courtroom, then the judge hugging and then handing out Bibles and all these other things, and like everybody felt sorry for the white girl that going to jail, the police officer. And some people look at her as okay, the judge feeling sorry for a young white lady. Some people looking at it as, they're feeling sorry for a Dallas police officer. So, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, forgiveness is appropriate.
Yeah.
But what they decided to do, the mother said that was his own personal conviction. The way he felt, she was fine with it, and so that's the way he felt. He wanted to do that, and what prompted him to do that, we don't know. But that was what he wanted to do. So, do we knock what he did? Because we don't agree with what happened. Of course, this was a bad situation. This woman killing this guy in his own apartment and then try to get away with it as a police officer? You don't do that. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how you feel when you come in from work. I'm pretty sure you come in from work like this tired. Plenty of other mornings. Why this particular morning you felt that, well, I was exhausted, I was tired, and so I didn't know what I was doing and didn't know where I was, kind of stuff. Well, evidently, if you didn't know where you were, if you feel you didn't know what you were doing, you have to pay the consequences. Somebody was shot and killed, and you should have thought about that before you did it. And that's my way I feel about it. 901-213-6020. Yes, Josh. Other comments. Lots of other than the regular people we normally hear.
No, I mean I read one by one.
Okay, go ahead.
I went through all of them, I believe. I went all the way to the end.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any I missed from the top here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to go back. Verdell said earlier, he said, I've never seen a judge hug a convict. Rex should have been done off camera.
Yes.
It makes the community feel as if there's no hope.
I agree. I don't think they should have done all of that on camera. It should have been done off camera or either in another room or something if you wanted to go through all of that hugging and all that. Not saying the young man. Now, he made that decision and what he did, that was on him. But now the judge and all this, and that should have been done privately and, not where everybody across the nation could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of setting a bad precedent as a judge.
Yeah.
With that type of statement there. At least to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rex said it sent the wrong message. If he didn't forgive, he still wouldn't have been wrong. He feels. He also says the person who was wrong is the one who did the killing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's...
I wonder what he meant by that. The person that is what?
Well, the person that's in the wrong is the person that did the killing.
Okay, yeah. Okay. All right.
So that's about it.
Okay. All right. We thank you for all your comments, and we couldn't read all of them because there were so many comments that came in for this during this time, and we want. In other news, we've got, and they can continue. You can continue to make your comments on this particular situation if you want. Today is election day, and here in Memphis, Shelby County, and Josh, we've got the mayor's race up for grabs. We've got city council seats, and we've got people that have pulled guns on people.
Running for office,
and namely Thurston Smith.
I see Thurston's out, evidently, because I saw a Facebook Live last night of it was LaMichael Wilson, and Thurston was there in some type of round circle thing, and some other people I didn't really know who they were.
Right.
Talking about things. And what was kind of funny, and I was this close to commenting on it, but I saw other people kind of saying similar things. They said, he's out of prison.
Who is out? Who is out of? What are you talking about? Thurston.
Yeah, Thurston.
Oh, he's out of jail. Yeah.
Well, again.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay, I was saying it was Facebook Live with Michael Wilson and Thurston, and other people,
right?
And I just happened to read comments that people say, "Hey, he's out of prison,
right?
Is he strapped right now? Does he have a gun on him while he's there?"
Well, I mean, for a politician, he claimed himself to be running for that Fraser district out there, and then he pulls a gun on the person that used to work for him. The person was just asking simply for his money that he did not pay him, and then he pulls a gun on him. Is that what if an employer, other employer, pulls a gun on his employee and says, "Hey, you asking for your money? You're not getting it. I'll put a gun in your face." What would happen? You think that person would be out of jail now, or do you think they'd be still in jail? And Thurston Smith, just because he was a politician, so you don't think he's in the race anymore? No, I'm asking.
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah, you. Do you think he's in the race anymore? I thought you said he dropped out. They were talking about him.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, he was just at a people just wondering, like, they were surprised that he was out of jail or whatever.
Right.
But I was just saying, he was just on. I just saw him on Facebook Live talking about the issue.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean,
and I that it just so happened to be doing this and glossing over the fact that all this other stuff's going on.
Yeah, I don't agree with if Thurston Smith had not pulled a gun and would have responded to the person that worked for him in an appropriate manner, then I could see a little different. I wouldn't be saying the things that I'm saying. But for him, running for that district, and that shows desperation for you to pull a gun on somebody as a political candidate. You pull a gun? Come on, Thurston Smith. I don't understand that.
And we've talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but
it deserves talking.
But this is election.
I agree.
We don't want that person or that kind of person. We want the people to know, if you're at the polls or if you're on your way to the polls, you're listening to us. This is the type of candidate that you do not want in office.
I agree.
And like I said, he's done some things to me behind my back and with the white people on me and all this other kind of stuff. I don't trust Thurston Smith, and I just don't trust him.
Yeah, me.
If he's done that to once, then he'll do it to everybody else. I think he just wants a job. He just wants a job on the city council. So this is another level that he feels, okay, I've arrived, another level that he can add to his resume and to, try to do whatever he wants to do elsewhere. But the case remains, folks, wherever you go today at the voting polls, you have to go to district, wherever your voting district is today. Early voting, you could have went anywhere and voted.
That's true.
Yeah, now.
I'm going to talk about it real quick. Kosa Thomas, who's with Lottaburger, owner of Lottaburger. I commented on one of our Facebook pages videos that she went and she's voted, and at her voting location, at least toward the beginning of the show in the first 30 minutes,
okay,
was what I was going to say about that is that it was empty. She was saying wasn't nobody there, so there was no line. She just went in, voted, and left.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a good sign.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That may not be a good sign. A lot of people out voting today.
Are they?
Yeah, are they voting today? So
now one situation. I just bring this up because I know the time winding down a little bit.
Yeah.
The situation we was wanting to bring up is, and on the news a little bit, was the public safety referendum.
Yes.
That is up for grabs, I guess you could say. It's a yes or a no vote. You've seen some commercials in favor for it. Then you've seen some commercials lately against it.
Yeah.
And why we shouldn't have it. Now Strickland's hired all the police officers and everything's fine. Then you get the commercials saying the opposite. So it's interesting. Now
there's a sales tax increase of 0.5%.
Yes.
That they want to, put on as far to fund this referendum, and they want to charge you and me for it.
Yeah.
Okay, 0.5%. Then this 0.5% tax increase would go to the police and the fire, the first responders.
Yes.
Do you
to restore their health benefits,
and
pension benefits,
pensions, and all this other kind? Now, to me, I think the police department, the fire department, got some of the best benefits of anybody in the city. So,
well, according to them, they had it.
According to them,
then they lost it. They got it taken away.
According to them, yes. Because if they want what they had.
Yeah.
Just like other people in the city, other regular citizens. They have and then they don't have. There are people that are a lot less fortunate than the police department and the city firefighters.
And that's true.
And but to ask for for the public, for us to pay an extra 0.5% in taxes and increase it, that we have to just to fund them so that they can be sitting good and have better benefits. They have benefits already, but it's not what they want. Everybody can't get what they want. And I respect the police department. I respect Mike Williams, the president of the Police Association, the police director, the firefighters union, and the leaders of the Firefighters Association.
Yeah.
Look, I respect you people, but at the same time, if you're getting benefits, and then you got to think about other people as well, you're charging other people and making them pay for something that some other people don't have.
Now,
they're not saying that they're not working for the police department.
Yes, sir.
I think they're being a little greedy here to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, but let me get it for a second. Now, I want to play the clip real quick.
Okay.
And for people that may not know what's going on with it, here's a little background on it and why, let's say, even if you do agree with the referendum, right? If it does pass, it may still not happen if the city council doesn't want it to happen, according to Kemp Conrad. So check this out, y'all, and we'll be back.
Okay.
Take a listen. This is not a video, but audio. Y'all take a listen.
Okay, take a listen to this.
The Memphis city election is this Thursday, and one issue voters must decide whether to approve a half-cent sales tax increase. WMC Action News 5's Brandon Richards shows why the issue may not be settled on election night.
The Memphis police and fire unions are urging voters to pass the public safety referendum to restore health and pension benefits to first responders.
We had to go out and work 2 years to get this put on the ballot. That's why we're fighting so hard. We're fighting so hard for those that have given so much to this city.
In recent weeks, Shelby County Commissioner Edmund Ford Jr. and Memphis City Council Chairman Kemp Conrad have come out against it, arguing the numbers just don't add up.
This is going to be underwater day one. Day one, there will not be enough money to fund these additional benefits. That's why we made these choices 5 years ago.
Whoever's elected mayor Thursday will also have a big say. On Sunday, Tammy Sawyer made her position clear, tweeting that she'll make sure the voters' will is implemented if the referendum passes. Mayor Jim Strickland and former Mayor Willie Harrington have made that same pledge. But even if voters approve it, opponents say the city council has the final say.
It's our opinion that the city council will appropriate the money every year, regardless of how that referendum is worded.
Commissioner Ford also plans to propose Shelby County take its share of the tax revenue, essentially repealing the referendum. The unions call that a scare tactic.
I would think that if the county was going to come and try to take this, then the politicians that represent the constituency that put that referendum in place would vehemently fight it.
Pass or fail, the issue may not be settled on election night. Brandon Richard, WMC Action.
Okay, there you have it, folks. And what do you think about that? Do you think that the city council, you have Edmund Ford and Jr. and Kemp Conrad and some other people say they're against what they're proposing here for the first what is the defenders? What is these called? The first responders, the police department, fire department, so on and so forth. And a half a cent increase in taxes. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you got Edmund Ford Jr. on the county commission. I was one of the head, there. Mm-hmm. And then Kemp Conrad is the city council chairman.
Yeah.
Who took, I guess, he won it after Berlin, which is essentially the same guy, just different shades of color. So,
yeah.
It's interesting, man. What do y'all think, man? Do you think, we should give the police and fire what they want in this situation, or does it matter?
Well, the thing that come out, Josh, is that any one of the top three candidates, they say, that have, they have come out and said, well, if the people vote for the referendum for a 0.5% increase in taxes, then they would support it. They would support the referendum.
Well,
but is that a good thing, though?
Support what the people vote for.
It's what the people vote for.
Yeah.
As far as if they want the police and the firefighters to have a 0.5% tax increase, the mayors, the people that want to run to be elected,
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Strickland, former Mayor Willie Harrington, and what's her name?
Tammy Sawyer.
They've all agreed that they would follow suit and say, hey, if that's what they voted for, they passed it, then we'll just put it into follow through with it. And so therefore, if it's passed,
then the mayors are going to push to make it official, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good or is that bad?
Well, I mean, I guess, they won't, and I get why they would say that, right? Because if you're running for mayor, you're not going to want to get up there and say, hey, yeah, I get you voted for this.
Well,
but
and then too, this is another strategy for the mayors to do this for
I think you're about to say what I was
to be
gonna say.
elected. Yeah,
that's just what I was
this is election day, and they want to say the positive thing, and they want to say, hey, people say, okay, wow.
Yeah, that's just what I was saying. Yeah. I agree. It's one of those things you kind of would expect them to say that. But I am curious how, the Memphis Police Association and the Fire Association would feel about Harrington saying something like that, because they're supporting him. So I guess they would assume that he supports that referendum as well, and maybe he does, right?
Yeah.
But I guess, if the people don't want it, then, why try to force it down the throat?
Jim Strickland is mayor now, and he's seeking his second term as mayor of the city of Memphis. Do you think he deserves a second term as mayor of the city of Memphis? And Willie Harrington has been in, how long was he mayor? 18 years? Or,
something like that.
But do most of you think that he deserves another chance at mayor? Some people say, well, we don't want to, dig up the dead or something like that, in a sense, as far as bringing this guy back in as mayor. I mean, he's been in for all this time, and a lot of things we didn't agree with, and he didn't propose a lot of things he didn't do for the city. And some people want to go back and bring him back just because he's Willie Harrington. Oh, we got Harrington. He's been around for 18 years. He was, so he's the main guy a lot of people like. But do people like him today? Are people in support of Willie Harrington coming back and being mayor again today? Why does he want to be mayor, though? I don't understand. I mean,
here's the thing, and I've seen the few interviews that he's done, right?
Yeah.
Have been with his supporters. One with Mike Williams, and then one on another TV show, and y'all know who that was. But I'm like this. I hear him talk, and when I hear Harrington talk now, is kind of just an old man just kind of rambling. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it sounds like. He's just, he's talking about what he's done. He's talking about why I shouldn't have to do this, why I shouldn't have to do that. Mm-hmm. People know me for this. People know me for that. And that's fine. And not to say he didn't do good things.
Right.
Which, I mean, you couldn't help but do good things in that longer term at some point. Mm-hmm. But I'm like this. If that's all you're running on, then you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to win because he hasn't done enough to get the people out and voting for him. Period. Now,
I mean,
he had the, like we said, the meeting with the women and the men, and that was it. Other than that, he was standing on the street corner waving at cars go by, him and some people. I don't know if that's going to get votes. So, I saw Harrington waving at me. I think I'm going to go on ahead and vote for the man.
Yeah.
No, it's not realistic. The only person that's really given any real effort in their campaign to me is, I don't know, has anybody? I guess if you want to say effort, Strickland's paid money to get his ads out there, so that's effort.
Well,
but as far as, and Strickland's playing the long game. Mm-hmm. He's using the office as campaigning because he's the current mayor, and that's the advantage that you have.
Anybody would do that.
I mean,
if you're already the mayor,
it's
course.
smart. That's what happens. Yeah. So
you can't blame him for that.
No, ain't nothing to blame. I mean, it's good strategy. And I still feel like this. He has not done a bad enough job, Jim Strickland, to lose to these two candidates.
Yeah.
Period. Maybe if they campaign better, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's a big maybe. Mm-hmm. But no, Harrison's not winning.
Yeah.
Tammy's not winning.
Okay. Yeah.
And
do you think Willie Harrington really wanted to win this seat?
I don't know.
I mean, because we can look back
And when he, like I said the other day, when he had that prayer breakfast, was it a prayer breakfast?
Yeah, it was Jim Strickland's
prayer breakfast.
It was one of his first ones. The first or second,
and he was there speaking on the behalf of Jim Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
And
took pictures together.
Right, and all this kind of stuff. And we need to come together with Jim Strickland and all this.
He said the mayor can't solve everything.
Yeah, and so, well, does he believe that for himself? But now he's running for mayor himself again. I mean, is that contradictory? Is it talking out of both sides of your mouth, standing for Harrington, standing for Strickland on one point, and then running for mayor, and now you want to? He's not really saying too much against Jim Strickland. If you really listen to his message,
that's true.
He's not really saying anything really against Jim Strickland.
Yep.
Is he just running just to make some noise, or just to? And he really doesn't want to win?
See, and that's my thing. That's the problem I have. I feel like there are some people out there that are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know, like I said, I know people that like Michael Wilson or whatever, but I feel like
Michael Wilson is nowhere in this contest.
No, but what I'm saying is he's done enough to distract people, and I almost feel like that's the only reason he's in there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's him, and I respect TB. I think he's running a real race.
Yeah.
And I think
Terrence TB
Boyce, running for mayor. I think he'll have more votes than people.
You think he'll get? Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. You think he'll have more votes?
Yeah.
Than people really believe, or think he's going to get?
Because I think
it may shock a lot of people.
I think genuine people win out at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And the people I think will see that. And have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I think even I don't know if it was yesterday or today. He was holding the prayer with all the candidates, inviting the candidates.
Right.
To come at City Hall and pray.
Possible that he could get more votes than Tammy Sawyer.
Who knows? Because I know Tammy's dropped off a cliff. I know she's got, friends and people that'll stick by regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You got Earl Fisher, who all of a sudden, and see, here's the thing. I saw Earl Fisher do an interview.
Yeah.
He's over this thing called Up the Vote, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I know people like certain people. It really doesn't matter. You got to look what's behind actions. All of a sudden, he's behind this Up the Vote thing, right? All of a sudden, he's pushing voting. I remember a few years ago, we had him on the show before we threw him out the studio.
Yeah.
Was talking about, it didn't really want to talk about the voting aspect. We were talking about the statues. We were talking about, you brought up Tammy then.
Yeah.
Because they've been linked for a while.
Yeah, we did, folks, you did hear right. We threw him, what's his name? Earl Fisher?
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it right. We did throw him out of the studio.
Now.
Yeah, we did throw him out. Yeah. Go ahead.
Just being too disrespectful. And too arrogant. That's just stuff we don't stand for.
No.
But, he's leading this Up the Vote thing. And suddenly, you're leading an Up the Vote campaign when your friend Tammy Sawyer is running for mayor. Now you're telling people to get out to the polls and you need to vote and do this and that. It's very ironic.
Yeah.
It's very ironic. I hadn't seen him lead anything like that before. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. I don't think this is the best crop of choices.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think Jim Strickland's going to win.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's done a bad enough job. Y'all heard me criticize him.
Mm-hmm.
And I stand by what I've said. But he hasn't done a bad enough job to lose to Harrington or to Tammy Sawyer or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
There's been enough improvements in certain areas where I don't think he should lose to these other candidates.
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. Tammy doesn't have a real plan for anything. And Harrington is just running because he said, hey, I used to be mayor, so I'm going to do it again.
Right. You see how it goes. You never know.
Yeah.
So does he really want to be mayor? Is he just wasting time? I don't know. It's a real thing. Folks, get out to the polls today while you have a chance. Our time is just about up.
Yes, sir.
And, hey, we've really enjoyed the show today. Pastor Fred Tappan.
Yes, sir.
The Eureka True Vine Baptist Church
Eureka.
Out of Whitehaven. It's off of Mill Branch, 3510 Mill Branch Road. Get out there and see him and visit him at the Eureka True Vine Baptist Church. Great things going on there.
And is go out and vote today for your candidate. A lot of people are not going to vote. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are not going to vote. You can just, I mean, you already know. The numbers are there.
Shout out to Michelle Land, who put some numbers here. Mm-hmm. The Election Commission expects only 30% of registered voters, so less than 100,000 people total will decide the outcomes of these races.
Less than 100,000.
That's not a good turnout.
Wow.
It's not good. But that's about, from what I heard, it's pretty close to what they did last year. So,
what is
last time?
What is the population? Maybe she may know that, Michelle, too. What is the population of the city of Memphis? Is it 650,000 people or something like that? Or I know there's about 1 million or half, or Shelby County or something like that, maybe 2 million. But
hey, GKP said he's Bizak. He put that a little earlier. And then Kelly, which made me laugh here, he should have been thrown out the show, just like Uncle Phil did Jazz on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Remember, Uncle Phil would throw dude out the front door.
Oh, yeah. Well, I considered that, but, I just... well, anyway.
Yeah, didn't want no charges, man.
In throw him that way. But...
it was verbally.
It was verbally. Live on the air. I was live on the air when I threw him out. I told him to get out, and we're done with you. And all this kind of, I don't, what I didn't understand, what I didn't appreciate is, what's his name?
Earl Fisher.
Mm-hmm. I try to forget his name. Earl Fisher came on our show in our studio, and seems like he came in that way. Somebody's been talking to him and all that. Listen, one thing I don't care about is that people talking about, wow, Doc is this, Doc is that. And, a lot of people around town are Earl Fisher's friend. I can care less about that. I can care less about that. Well, you got to know he's a real big guy around town. It doesn't matter to me. If you don't come the right way toward me and respect me, then, look, I try not to respect. I don't have time for you. Okay? And this is exactly what Earl Fisher did. He came the wrong way at me and tried to talk down his nose at us and all kinds of ways. And so, hey, I didn't have to put up with it. I put up with it longer than somebody else told me, hey, you put up with it longer than I would have put up with it.
People say, right?
Yeah, so,
you know what got me too?
Yes, sir.
And not to go back too much, y'all can find the video on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was Facebook Live. I know it's somewhere out there. But
floating around.
It's floating around the Facebook universe. But you know what? Back then, what got me was there was a Black Lives Matter representative that was with him.
Yeah, and he was just as sweet as he can be. I mean, really soft, folks.
I mean, cotton candy.
Cotton candy. Yeah, yes. He was he wasn't a he.
Let me put it that way. I'm gonna just be straight now. Yeah. Well, I said straight, but he was.
he was not straight. Okay,
I actually didn't.
I know where you're coming from.
Go ahead. He was gay, and so he came in. I'll never forget. He came in the studio. We didn't know who he was. We saw him in the lobby. Said, hey, he didn't even look at us. Right?
Didn't look at us. No.
So then they come to find out he was with Earl Fisher, and they came in the studio together. He was a Memphis Black Lives Matter representative. And didn't come to listen. He just came to talk. Mm-hmm. And when he did talk, he didn't say anything. But not to go back too much on that. Real quick, I'm going to get some of these comments, last couple that came in.
All right.
Kelly said LOL to what you were saying there. Michelle says yes. And GKP said Memphis population, 651,590.
Thank you. I was close.
There it is. Michelle Land, I guess didn't see GKP, said approximately 650,000.
Okay.
So out of that 650,000, around 100,000 or less will vote.
Wow.
What do you think about
That's
that?
Very, very low.
That is low.
Some more comments there real quick before we get out. Okay. All right. Hey, folks, we appreciate you joining us today. It's been a pleasure to have you on. And join us again. Is it later on today? You're on?
Most likely, yes.
Yes,
2 to 3.
We got some things to talk about there. I wanted to talk about it this morning.
Yes.
But
Penny Hardaway has some huge words for the Tiger basketball team heading into this season. Well, Memphis, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what he said yet. Right. But Memphis Madness is tonight.
Yes.
Tonight, FedEx Forum, the big night, the introduction of this team. What should we expect? It's just going to be a night of fun. There's supposed to be musical performances. Forum is going to be packed. So looking forward to this. The most anticipated season in Tigers history is upon us. And what do we expect? Well, Penny says what he expects. And I think it shocked a lot of people. He was this bold. So we're going to talk about that coming up later on Talk Back Live Sports. 2 p.m. Y'all come in and we'll talk about it. Plus, Kelly's going to be in the building at FedEx Forum. Okay. So he's hyped. Y'all let me know how hype you are about Memphis Madness. We're going to talk about that later. And we'll talk about Tiger football as well coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Who they're taking on, and some more. So y'all stay tuned. Grizz training camp. I saw some video from the second practice of the new team. My goodness. John Morant, the rookie, the number 2 pick.
Yes.
Woo! And these are just a couple of little clips, man.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to say I think we need to watch out for in a good way for the Grizzlies team coming up this year.
There's a couple of guys, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys that I say that you need to watch out for. So we're going to talk about that and more.
This afternoon at 2 p.m., Talk Back Live Sport, 2 p.m. Central Time, right here on Talk Back Live Network. All right, Josh, we're out of here.
We out. That's it.
That's it. Bye-bye. 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 Have a wonderful day, everyone. If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and shakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. CNS Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. CNS Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at CNS Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, CNS Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.